Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Genoa City rarely sleeps, but on this muggy July morning a hush seems to blanket everything from the glittering penthouse suites at the Grand Phoenix to the sun-splashed Abbott pool house. The placid surface is deceptive, of course. Beneath it churn power plays, forbidden yearnings, and secrets so volatile they could splinter generations. Whispers swirl that Victor Newman is once again moving pieces across a board only he can fully see, that Adam Newman has resurfaced like a ghost no one quite trusts, and that Cane Ashby, once the heart on his sleeve Aussie, may be guarding something darker than anyone imagines. Genoa City's collective pulse quickens, sensing that the next breath could detonate everything. Victor's latest game of shadows. Alone in his office, Victor stands at the floor-to-ceiling window overlooking the city he's conquered a dozen times over. The early light gilds the edges of his silhouette, but the real glow is in his eyes, a spark that ignites only when he is on the precipice of high-stakes maneuvering. On his desk sits a leather-bound journal peppered with sketches of concentric rings, each labeled with a familiar name: Victoria, Nick, Adam, Cane, Nate, Jill. At the center, circled in thick black ink, is simply legacy. Victor taps a chess knight against the glass, every clink a beat in the symphony of his plotting. Time to see who's paying attention, he murmurs. He sends Nikki a cryptic text: dinner tonight? Just us, knowing full well she will share her unease with Victoria. That unease is fuel. The more unpredictable he appears, the more his rivals will reveal themselves trying to guess his hand. And somewhere out there, Cane is already sweating. Doubters and doubts. Victoria Newman paces her COO office, stilettos clicking like anxious metronomes. Nikki sits on the sofa pressing cool fingertips to her temples. Victor's up to something, she says, voice somewhere between dread and exasperation. When he isolates, it means a trap is setting. Victoria stiffens. I'll handle. Dad. You rest. But when Nikki leaves, Victoria calls her assistant: pull every recent acquisition Dad's made, shell companies, shadow funds, all of it. She knows the armor she flaunts is sharpened by knowledge, yet she feels the chill of battling a father who wrote the very rules of corporate warfare. Out of the ashes, Adam appears. The Newman Tower lobby doors whisper open and in walks Adam. No dramatic entrance, just a crisp charcoal suit, a travel-creased duffel, and the kind of controlled half-smile a shark wears before the bite. The receptionist's gasp ripples down the marble corridor. News will race upstairs in seconds. Adam doesn't head for the elevators. He stops at a painting Victor hung years ago, a tempestuous sea rendered in violent strokes. Feels like home, he mutters, fingers brushing the frame as if searching for cracks. Then he turns, eyes skimming the foyer until landing on Sally Spectra, striding in from the parking level, coffee in one hand, phone in the other. Their gazes lock, surprise giving way to a kaleidoscope of hurt, longing, anger. Sally's coffee trembles. Adam steps forward. Hello, Red. 2 words, soft as confession, detonating louder than firecrackers, echoes of departure. It has been 8 months since Adam vanished after that courtroom debacle in Chicago. Stories sprouted: he'd bought acreage in Montana, he'd sailed the Aegean, he'd checked into some European clinic. But no one knows that in truth, Adam spent most nights in a seedy cabin outside Aspen, staring at a wall of clippings about the Newman Empire. Self-exile wasn't penance, it was preparation. He studied every triumph and misstep, every acquisition Victor completed. He mapped patterns that felt random to outsiders, but to Adam spelled design. The conclusion chilled him: Victor was shaping the company's future around a void only Adam could fill, so long as Adam arrived believing it was all his idea. Tangled heart. Sally finds her voice. You think you can waltz in without calling? My life isn't a stage for your grand entrances. Adam's smile slips, replaced by raw sincerity. I didn't plan this. Then again, plans never stand a chance around you. A flicker of vulnerability crosses Sally's face before she hardens it. Victor summoned you, didn't he? You're playing his hand. Adam shakes his head. I came because Genoa City's where my demons live, and maybe where they die. They stand in charged silence until elevator chimes fracture the moment. Chloe emerges, jaw dropping. In the beat it takes for her to choose fury over flight, Adam slips into the elevator. Before the doors close, he mouths to Sally, "We're not finished." Kane's quiet return across town at the Chancellor estate, Cane Ashby slides through the French doors onto the veranda, phone pressed to his ear.
"Yeah,
"I have it," he whispers in clipped Australian vowels. But the handover's delayed. Newman's on the move, it's complicated. He pockets the phone when Esther approaches with 2 cappuccinos. He offers a warm smile, but his eyes flick to the shrubbery as if expecting it to sprout spies. Behind him, the morning sun paints the immaculate lawns gold, yet Cane shivers. Inside, etched on his mind is the priest hole he discovered months earlier, a secret chamber in the estate's paneled library. There he stashed a titanium briefcase, its biometric locks keyed only to him. Every night, he checks it, ensuring its cargo is still intact, a flash drive containing proprietary schematics from an Australian biotech giant, plus a faded photograph of a woman on a craggy beach, his sister, Samantha, declared dead 2 decades ago. If anyone learns why those 2 items are married, his life implodes. Lily's suspicion at Chancellor-Winters. Lily Winters sits with Billy Abbott reviewing expansion reports. But numbers blur, her mind drifts to Cane. Since his return, he's been too attentive, morning runs, school pickups, lavish brunches. It feels rehearsed. She tells Billy, he wants to erase the past so badly he's spray painting perfection over real life. Billy, always frank, replies, "Trust your gut." Cane loves you, but secrets are his addiction. Lily's phone buzzes, "Dinner at Grandma's tonight," from Cane. Her stomach knots. Billy clasps her hand with a fleeting tenderness that once was theirs. "You don't have to face it alone," he whispers. Lily forces a smile. "I'm not sure I have a choice." The Newman net tightens. Victor summons Nate Hastings to society. Over aged scotch, he probes the doctor-turned-executive for intel on Chancellor-Winters' latest venture. Nate, wary but ambitious, dangles half-truths. Victor leans in. "Keep an eye on Cane Ashby. There's more to him than a charming smile. Report back and I'll fast-track your seat on the board." Nate hears the velvet threat behind the offer. The game is too tempting to refuse. Father and son, rewritten. Night falls. Adam stands at the main gate of the Newman ranch. Crickets sing, stars wink. He half expects armed guards, but the gates part smoothly. Inside, Victor waits near the giant oak that has witnessed decades of Newman confrontations. No theatrics, just 2 men under moonlight. Victor breaks the silence. "I knew you'd come when you were ready, son." Adam laughs softly. "You always were a prophet of self-fulfilling prophecies." Victor gestures to the house. "Let's talk inside." Adam folds his arms. "Not until you answer a question. Why orchestrate the acquisitions in my absence?" Victor's smile is sphinx-like. "Because some lessons stick only in hindsight. You needed distance to see the Empire's shape, and where you fit." Adam exhales, the old ache of craving. Approval tangling with suspicion. "And Cane?" he asks. Victor's brow lifts. "Cane may hold a piece of the future, or a fuse to blow it sky-high." Enter Serafina. Cane slips into crimson lights during the quiet lull before closing. At a corner table sits Serafina West, a gallery curator with obsidian curls and an accent Cane can't place. She closes a weathered folio as he approaches. "You're late," she says, voice silk over steel. Cane slides into the booth. "You spooked?" "We agreed on caution." Serafina opens the folio just enough for Cane to glimpse a series of sketches, biometric implants fused with organic tissue. "Investors are impatient," she says. "This tech could rewrite human longevity. But the window is closing. If the Newmans sink claws into it first, we're locked out." Cane's jaw tightens. "I didn't steal it to line Victor's coffers. But until I know what he's planning, I keep the drive." Serafina studies him. You're sure this is about protecting your sister's memory and not revenge on Lily's world? Cane flinches. Drop Lily from your sentences. The curator leans back, unsurprised. Careful, Ashby. Love and vendetta share a heartbeat. Secrets. In the walls that night, Cane paces the library where Catherine Chancellor's portrait smiles benevolently. He presses a panel, it wheezes open, revealing the hidden compartment. He checks the case, still sealed. But footsteps echo down the hall. He slides the panel shut just as Jill Abbott pokes her head in. Couldn't sleep either, she asks, motherly concern masking business acumen. Cane swallows. Too many time zones in my head. Jill notes the sweat on his brow. You work yourself ragged trying to outrun ghosts. Remember, truth looks smaller when you finally face it. Cane forces a grin. I'll keep that in mind. Jill's warm eyes linger before she retires. Cane exhales, gratitude warring. With guilt, young ears, dangerous knowledge. Meanwhile, Johnny and Katie sneak downstairs for midnight cookies. They pass the library, spotting Cane through a crack in the door, whispering into his phone, "It's in motion. Serafina will handle the transfer once I gridlock Newman." The kids exchange wide-eyed looks. In